This is Abnormal Entertainment.
2, 3, 4. Walked into the tunnel just to find the light. Hunted for old demons, looking for a fight. Looked up at the stars, seemed to go forever. There must be a way, it all fits together. Fell into the quicksand, held on to the vines. Never could quite color, stay within the lines. Feels like I have wings, I can fly wherever. This is just a way, it all fits together. Finally saw the world through rose-colored glasses. Gonna share my journey to small and large masses. Give up on my life, no sir, me never. This is how I put it together. This is how I put it together. This is how I put it together.
Hey everybody, this is Daniel Garza. Welcome to another episode of Put It Together. I'd like to start as usual thanking my producer, Mr. Kevin Morris, for all his help and support. Thank you, sir. Inviting all of you to check us out at abnormalentertainment.com, where you can find all the shows on the network. Today, I'm excited as usual with all my guests. Rob Marrocco, how you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
Welcome.
Thank you.
First of all, thanks for coming out. For those of you that don't know, we were scheduled a couple times. First, you work a lot, first of all.
I do.
And then
Production is long days, we know that.
And then you were sick for a while. I hope you're feeling better now.
Everyone seems like they're really getting sick.
We were sick, me and then Christian got sick, my boyfriend, along the lines when you were getting sick. So
yeah, it was one of those, it wasn't like, it was more of like a heavy cold. Like everyone, like the weather changed and then everyone was like getting that cough, that lingering cough.
Which really just goes to say that we're wusses in LA.
I know.
When it comes to weather.
I said that to my mom the other day. I'm like, oh my God, when's it going to get warm out? She's like, she's in Boston. She's like, you don't even say that to me. She's like, it's been cold here for months. She's like, what is it, 52 degrees out? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had to wear a sweater. I layered this morning, which for me, I'm from Texas, so it's nice. But now that I've been here 10 years, it's kind of like, I don't dig it anymore. So, for those of you wondering how I met Rob and I connected. Those of you who follow me know about the brand ambassador page. So you were posting for jobs in production for casting.
Yeah. As a casting associate producer, what we do is a lot of these shows, at the very beginning in pre-production, we take the approved casting notice from the network and we blast it everywhere. So I message you to say, hey, listen, can I put my flyer here? Because I'm looking for this person for, these people for our show.
Yeah.
So, and let me tell you, the brand ambassadors of Greater Los Angeles has been a gold mine for me in the casting world.
We have several casting companies that come through our page because we have 26,000 people on there.
Not only that, everyone on there, 99.9% of the people on there are all polished. They look good. Yeah. They're articulate. They have jobs. Yeah. So usually those are the kind of fun people we want for game shows. So
if you let's go through the story. If you're listening and you're in the LA area and you're curious about being a contestant in game shows, let us know and we will connect you. That was my phone. But so Rob and I met that way, and then I auditioned for one of the game shows. We can't, for legal reasons, give you the outcome of the game, but we can say the game.
Yeah, it's called Divided.
Yeah.
Game Show Network.
So is it coming around for second season?
Yeah, there's another, it's technically their third season.
Okay.
Yeah. So they just bought some more shows from us too. Good. So there's going to be even more. So your episode will probably air pretty soon.
Somewhere on there. So.
But for that show, we were looking for people that had they were really opinionated. Didn't have things to say. It wasn't for the wishy-washy. It was for people that were knew it, were strong-minded.
If you haven't seen the game, go to Game Show Network. Check it out. It's divided. It usually comes out we're here in LA like at 10:30 at night or something. Check it out. It's pretty cool. I have to admit though, and I think I can say this much. I walked into the audition like the biggest dick and asshole in the world. I was like, I got this. But I'm nice.
You're a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy. I discovered that I'm actually a nice guy. And my spirituality is all about, let me meet you. Let me see your energy. And in the end, I was like, okay, you got to put it up, Garza. Be manly.
You know why you got that role? Seriously, do you know why you got it? It's because you showed up, you're confident, you're opinionated, you know how to talk to people, you look them in the eye, and you were like, everything we asked you. If you remember the audition for that one, we were asking serious things on how we felt about, like, serious issues.
Yeah, they asked me about immigration and the wall, and I was like, I remember at that point I was like, what? Like, hold on here.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you have not seen the show Divided, check it out, and then I'm sure we'll bring up other games that you.
Yeah. Divided was the winner could win up to $85,000.
Yes.
So that show's not going anywhere. So if anyone's interested, you know where to find me. That one's a lot of fun. At the end of the game, you have to split up between 3 people. Now, someone gets knocked off, but at the end, you have 3 people, and you have to split the money. So you're all trying to win money together, as you know. You're partners throughout the game, but then at the very end, you have to decide amongst you 3 who gets 60%, who gets 30%, and who gets 10% of the money. So that's where Divided comes in.
So if you're listening and you're like, I am that bitch, or I am that asshole, this is the game for you.
Can't wait to see you at your episode.
Get in touch, and we'll connect you with the right people. But before we move on, you cast for other shows.
Yeah, for the last 10 years, I've been casting game shows and competition shows primarily. I've cast some of the biggest ones. I also did a lot of, like, America's Got Talent, X Factor, Let's Make a Deal, another huge
all the good ones.
All the good ones. Deal or No Deal, Beat Shazam.
Wow.
I've done a lot of the big primetime game shows, but that's where I've been making my living. You know, I love game shows. I've been a game show buff since I've been a little kid watching them with my grandfather on the couch, you know.
And I'm going to say this. You have the image.
The game show guy?
Yeah, you have the voice, you have the image. You should be hosting your own.
Thank you. I hope someone hears that. That's like one of my all-time, like, that would be amazing. I would love to.
So we're going to put some juju out there. Well, let's get started with you, because this episode is about you. So, Rob Marrocco, tell us how you put it together.
Well, you know what? I'm still not put together. And I can tell you, really what helped me get together is I have a really strong family. My mom and my dad have been nothing but supportive. I left Boston in 1996. I found out as a senior in college, I was going to school in New Hampshire, and I found out that the sister school for my college in New Hampshire was San Diego State University. And so they weren't happy about me transferring as a senior because I could have stayed one more year and just graduated.
Right.
But my friend had already been out in San Diego. He loved it. He said it was 75 degrees all the time. I was one of those kids in college that was a hockey player.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I was a hockey player, but I needed a 2.9 to stay on the hockey team. So I started taking all these acting classes. I figured they'd be easier than like theater classes than regular, like, you know, Scantron tests. I'm like, rather than that, I'm memorizing monologues and playing theater games. And so I was a theater major for a while. And I don't know, I guess I was like class clown as a kid. You know, I was always like, I guess I would call myself the life of the party, even though I'm not a huge drinker. I don't do anything to excess. I'm one of those kids that, like, I don't need to be drunk to have fun. Like, I'm the guy that, like, you'd be like, is that guy drunk? No, he's totally sober.
That's normal.
That's him. He's just on a table right now.
And then instead of being happy for you, they're concerned. Like, that's normal.
Yeah. And then when I'm just like kind of quiet, they're like, something wrong? Are you okay? Is everything all right? So I think naturally I always been into entertainment. I was a huge TV buff growing up. Loved TV, loved movies. But it wasn't until college that I actually got the bug. And what brought me out here wasn't casting, of course. It was, you know, TV and film to be an actor. I've been fortunate enough to book 9 national commercials since 2002.
Wow.
So I've been pretty much booking one a year for the last, almost one a year for the last 15 years. I have one running right now. It's a Spanish Toyota commercial.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to have to look for that.
Yeah. It's fun. You'll see it. It's a bunch of, there's a couple of kids. My kids are hitting each other with pillows, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, I'm like the bad dad. Like, I didn't buy the RAV4. So I got that airing right now. So I've been fortunate enough with that.
Now, do you speak Spanish?
Un poquito.
Okay.
Estudié en escuela, pero I'm not. But here's the thing. I love Spanish, and if I could just be immersed in it, like I want to go to Mexico or Spain or something for like a month. I feel like my vocabulary and even my tenses are pretty good. Of course, I probably just screwed that one up.
No, that was good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So like I know I'm that close, and I know I go out for a lot of auditions for Spanish commercials, and I book them.
Well, you look like it.
I look it, and I can hear it,
Yeah.
but I don't ask me to speak.
You could be my cousin.
Yeah, I can totally.
After the show, I'm going to show you a picture of my cousin.
Okay.
And you guys look identical.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. So someone knows that. So I'm in the Spanish market.
What is your background?
Italian. Actually, 100% Sicilian.
Wow.
Yeah. My grandparents were from on both sides, Messina, Sicily. Actually, I'm Napolitano too. Naples and Sicily.
Nice.
My grandparents.
So that's where a lot of the passion comes from.
I think so, yeah. And my mother's got 4 sisters and a brother. All of them married Irish guys.
Oh.
Okay? All Irish people. So half my family's dark like me, Sicilian, tan in the sun, and then half are like pale white. They have all, the sunscreen on their faces are all white, and they're red in the sun. But to how I put it together, I came out here to be an actor, but I never wanted to be, and I've had some great successes. Jesus, I mean, if you IMDb me, I had a tiny little spot on The Sopranos. I was on Glee. There's a couple of my little credits. And I've been fortunate enough to I booked a pilot on this show called Food Truck. I got thrown out of a food truck for Fox Searchlight a couple of years ago. So I've had some really, really nice gains. But I never wanted to be that actor waiting tables.
Right.
It wasn't me. I'm not nothing against the food industry at all. I mean, I was a valet guy forever, valet parking guy, but I just never wanted to do any of those kind of jobs, even though that was probably the smart thing to do is get a night job and just go for it as an actor.
When we talked about brand ambassadors at the beginning of the show,
yeah.
A lot of the brand ambassadors are actors.
Yeah.
And for those of you watching and or listening, if you come to LA, 9 out of 10, your server is an actor, a writer, a producer, wants to direct. I didn't start table service, but I did at one point. Most of the people working a promotional job somewhere are actors. Because 9 out of 10 people working on the job, we all were in the industry together and did a promo job. So
yeah, and that's how I actually started. A lot of my early acting jobs were at like the Las Vegas Convention Center doing like what's it called, the electronic show.
That is the.
And I worked that every year for I don't know how many years.
And
I used teleprompter and ear prompter. So I'd be up there working for like Samsung, and the thing is, I'd get paid like great money for that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd also be kind of memorizing like 13, 15 pages of dialogue. Yeah. And then I'd record it on my little ear prompter, put it in my pocket, throw it on my ear, and then literally for 20 minutes, I'm walking around the stage, pointing at stuff, talking about new products. I don't know what the hell's coming out of my mouth.
Promotional jobs like that are the best training for an actor.
Oh, my God.
Yes. You memorize lines. You have to act like you know what you're talking about.
You have to be personable. Yeah. You have to be clear.
Yeah, it's like walk and chew gum at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So I guess the casting thing started because I was a warm-up guy. So here's how I put it together. I'm doing a show in Las Vegas. It's called The Sopranos Last Supper. It was a stage show. It was 6 nights a week. We started the show at Planet Hollywood. So it was right after The Sopranos on TV got canceled, or just didn't get canceled. It just was their last episode. They came out to Vegas to do a live stage show, kind of like a Tony and Tina's wedding. So it was interactive. It was like a dinner show.
Okay.
I played Christopher Moltisanti in that. So Christopher was like the young guy who was addicted to cocaine. He was the you know, his girl ended up being for the feds. We actually followed the show, and we had real people from the Sopranos cast at the beginning of the show teaching us all the New Jersey dialect, about the show, about, you know, just so we would portray it in the right way.
You kind of get it engulfed into that.
Yeah, they really supported it at the beginning, which was really, really cool. The show opened up, and it was just a blackout with me and the girl that plays my fiance in Sopranos on TV. And there's a real scene from the actual show where she comes home and she tells Christopher, me, that she is talking to the feds. And I don't know if anyone out there remembers this scene, but he ends up choking her. And this is all, so the show opens up. It's a blackout, spotlight, and 2 chairs. And she tells me what's up. I end up choking her, and then I ended up like making out, start kissing her. You know, like that's how the show really happened too. Like she was so mad at her, and then she ends up getting whacked.
Yeah, no spoilers here. If you haven't seen The Sopranos by now,
yeah.
I remember this. I was a Sopranos fanatic.
Me too. Oh my God, die hard. So then when that show, when the live show closed, it was such timing for me, because right when the show lasted 5 years, and it's funny because the show started at Planet Hollywood, and then it went to like Tropicana, smaller hotel. Then it went to like the Riviera, which I love, because Riviera is like an old school mafia mob.
Perfect place for it.
Which I love. And then it went to like the Greek Isle. It got smaller and smaller, and then the show ended. But I was fortunate enough to book the warm-up guy for Let's Make a Deal with Wayne Brady. Right when my live stage show was closing, I had booked the warm-up guy because they were trying to shoot the game show Let's Make a Deal in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the first season was actually shot in Las Vegas. Oh. And then they decided to bring it back to LA. Showtime.
Right.
So I moved, the production asked me to move back down here to LA from Vegas, to be the warm-up guy for Wayne Brady. So I did that for 5 seasons. And then after the 5th season, they were like, you know what? We're not going to have a warm-up guy anymore. You know, we're not replacing you. We love you, Rocco. You're the best. But we really know, like, you know what we're looking for in contestants. Because what they would do is, just so everyone out there knows too, Let's Make a Deal is all happens in the audience. Right. The whole audience technically can get picked. They all go crazy. Wayne Brady says, who wants to make a deal? And everyone's like, me. So what they would do before a commercial break or during a commercial break is they play music, like some 90s hip hop or something, right? And then people would be dancing around. And then they'd come over to me and they'd be like, Rocco, go talk to that person in like the 3rd row. And then I'd go up to him and be like, hey, Daniel, tell me where you from, man? What are you doing? And then if you were like, hey, Rocco, I'm here with my mother, and you're all excited, then chances are, like, the next act, you get picked. It's kind of like your quick audition.
So it's just a little bit of a trivia there, or a little hint.
Yes.
If you come to LA or you're in LA and go see the show.
If you go to Let's Make a Deal, the game show, here's my biggest tip for you. During the commercial breaks, they play music. That's actually when the cameras, which are on stage, are pointing at the audience, looking at everybody dancing.
That's your audition.
So if you're sitting down like this, you're not going to get picked. But if you're dancing around...
So your audition moment is when the commercials are on.
Yes.
That's your time to shine.
Yeah, I could say that.
Cool.
Yeah. So... Long story short,
you're a warm-up
guy. I started doing I love warm-up. It's one of my favorite things. I still do.
And explain for people who don't know what a warm-up is.
Yeah, people who don't know what a warm-up guy is. So every show that tapes, every show that you see on TV
has an
audience warm-up guy. And what we do is, at the beginning of the show, we basically tell you the instructions, not to chew gum, to shut your phones off, the regular stuff. And then we tell you kind of how the show's going to go down. Like when to clap, So a warm-up guy during the show, you don't ever see him. He wears black usually. He's hidden. I'm usually hidden. But he's the guy like getting them clapping, stretching the applause, getting them fired up, telling them to stand up. Or else during the commercial breaks, what we do is we play games. I give candy out. I tell jokes. I give out T-shirts. I love the T-shirts. Super fun.
So just so you know, the audience plays a big, and we'll get out of this part, but the audience plays a big part of
Oh, yeah.
the show.
You come to LA, that's most fun to do. Is go to there's all these game shows taped out here, and it'd be the most fun is to come out here, go to a game show. Price is Right, let's make a deal. There's tons of them.
Yeah.
Press Your Luck is coming back too.
Yeah, yes, I just sent a submission to somebody for that. They text me for it.
Oh, you see, you gotta let me know. It's my company.
They text me for it.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So have you talked to anybody yet?
Yeah, they didn't respond back. I sent them saying, yes, I'm available.
All right, well, I'll send you the phone, my buddy Wally.
That's not really kidding. These are like all my like 80s.
How are we talking? As soon as we're done.
70s and 80s game. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
But when I first moved to LA, one of my favorite things to do was, when I moved to California, was get free tickets to talk shows. So
Yeah.
I would come up from Laguna for the whole day and stay for 2 tapings of shows or 3 tapings and go home with T-shirts and candy and stuff. And let me tell you, if you're out in anywhere else in the United States and you move into LA to be an actor or entertainment business, that is a great way to see the behind the scenes of how a show works. Yeah, perfect. So they let you go from being a warm up
and started to be recruiting. And now a casting recruiter is basically a PA in the casting, production assistant. As an actor, it's a great job because you go to malls and improv places, comedy shows and bars and restaurants and trivia nights and just to find fun people. You don't have a day job. You literally have to, but you're responsible to get like 25, 30 people a day. And that means getting people like you to give me your phone number, let me take a picture of you, your email address, and little like bullet points of them, which I'm pretty good at getting that stuff.
And if you're already done promotional type jobs, you're good at that.
Yeah. And the best part is flexible. So if you have an audition or something, you can just go. Of course, the money on that isn't really great. So, and honestly, just like any production job, you don't want to be a PA forever.
Right.
So I was a recruiter. I was a recruiter for way too long. And now I'm either a casting producer or an associate producer. And basically the difference between that is the associate casting producer is the assistant for the casting producer. Casting producer is the person in the room that's either putting you on tape or Skyping with you. And the casting associate is the person like me, like for Divided. I thought you were awesome. You have a good look to you. You have a great personality. You were opinionated. You were confident. You had like an edge to you. And I wrote all these notes. I pretty much sold you to my partner with the producer. Not for money, but I was like, Daniel Garza is awesome. Am I saying that right? Is awesome. And you'll get to talk to this guy. And then,
I ended up doing card readings for a lot of the people in the production.
No, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
You need to do that for me.
I will do before you leave.
Yeah. Okay.
But in one of the interviews, while I was in Chicago last year for a conference, it was the end of the night, and I'm like, I won't be done till like 8 o'clock at night. I went up to my room, and while we're doing this interview, I am doing a card reading. And then on the day of Divided, I guess it was in one of my notes that I was
probably, yeah.
a psychic reader.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the producers was like, oh, that's you. Like, you read for so-and-so. I'm like, yeah. And I had my cards in my bag. So while we were walking down the hallway, I might pick a card and I would read for them. So a lot of people, you're welcome. If you're successful now, you're welcome. But yeah, so.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. You're right. That is one of your little fun facts.
Yeah.
No one would know by looking at it.
No.
We always ask that as casting. No. What would we know about you that we wouldn't know? What would we know about you that we can't see?
I used to say the cancer. Like, people wouldn't know that I have cancer or that I have an ostomy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it didn't really make any waves. But then I started people go, well, I'm a psychic reader. They're like, what? I'm like, it's not like I can show you. I can read for you. So, yeah.
I know it's about me, but like, how many chemo? Did you have chemo and everything? Like,
yeah, I did
for like years.
No.
My mom's breast cancer survivor.
Oh, well, hello, Mom.
Double mastectomy, like strongest woman I know.
And how's she doing?
Like 15 chemos.
How's she
She's
doing?
awesome. She's awesome.
Well, hello, Mom. If you're listening to this, I'm glad you're doing well. I was diagnosed on, and I told everybody, this is how Mexican American I am. I was diagnosed on Cinco de Mayo. And I finished my treatment on 4th of July.
Oh, wow.
Of the same year, 2015. So I went through, the whole summer was chemo and radiation. And that's where we had problems with the radiation. So that caused me to have a stoma. So, but here I am.
Yeah.
Look at my hair.
You look good. I know. You have all your tons of hair.
I tell people, I'm like, I lost all my hair during chemo, but look at my hair now.
Yeah.
Like, I have awesome cancer hair. So,
yeah, my mom wears a wig. I think her wig's like $20,000 or something. No, it's not that much, but her wig, you wouldn't have to go with that. But her, unfortunately, she is all her people.
Well,
she's also 70 years old, and you're young.
I'm 25 in Hollywood years. But I tell people, for anybody listening, and then, can we say your mom's name?
Marianne, yeah.
Marianne, hi, Marianne. All the good to you over to you too. But I tell people, it's not how you deal with cancer while you're in it. Because it's a pain in the ass. Literally, mine was anal cancer.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Literally a pain in the ass. So it's not how you deal with it during cancer, because it's horrible. Chemo's horrible, radiation's horrible. The whole process is just horrible. It's how do you deal with it afterwards? Because afterwards you can either become a victim or become a survivor. And it's that energy that will guide you in life.
Right.
And I chose to be a survivor.
Totally.
And succeed in it. And just like being HIV positive for 18 years, I'm a cancer survivor. I'm clean and sober 12 years.
I didn't know that either.
I have a stoma. Like, I make them my bitch.
Yeah.
They live in my body.
You took control of it.
Yeah. They work for me. I don't work for them. So,
awesome.
And
that's a great attitude.
That's why we're here.
That's a great attitude.
So, thank you. Thank you. So, you're bringing people in. You're a casting producer.
Yep.
Is that when you start thinking about being your own boss?
Yeah, like I said, I guess I just want to go back to I never wanted to be the actor waiting tables. I still have a dream. I'm still out there. I'm represented. I'm manager and a commercial agent. Like I told you, I have a commercial playing right now. And I'm not giving up on it. And I have the greatest job if I had an audition to leave. I just burn my lunch break on it. But then again, like being a recruiter, being a PA and casting, you don't want to be that forever. You want to make more money. So I'm finally at the point now where I'm a casting producer, making good money, getting to the more, I hate to say it like that. It sounds so bad. I don't know. I guess just gaining, like in any other job, you want to gain.
You want to move up.
Yeah, you want to move up.
Nothing against people who are happy in their positions. Because I know folks who have been like office assistants and they're the most fucking amazing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like they run the office blindfolded. And that's awesome. But I feel like in the industry, you want to continuously grow. Because I came here to be an actor.
Yeah.
And then when that wasn't really working the way I wanted, I was like, well, let me start a podcast. And when that's worked, okay, well, let me start doing video blogs. And let me start doing improv. And let me be a stand-up comic. And you want to continuously add to your tools.
Yeah, I have one thing at being an actor, as you know, is you always got to be working on your craft.
Yeah.
I always am. I'm always doing my own projects. I'm an alumni at a few different improv places in town. So I did the improv thing, I did the sketch thing, I did the stand-up thing out here. So just like you, I've hit every spot and just tried to wear a bunch of hats. And that's why I think about the production thing. People are like, well, you could have been way further along right now as an actor if you didn't go the producer route. And I say, yeah, maybe you're right. But I know that now when I do get my big break, whatever you want to call it, that I'm going to be so ready, so prepared. I will have no questions about production, how to act on set, what to say. I just fit from all the years of just, the other side of the
You have to, being from Texas, I tell a lot of my friends in Houston is a very independent film city. Like there's a lot of independent projects. So you're working on almost zero budget. So I tell my friends in Houston, learn everything you can. Yeah. When you go on set and if they ask you to hold a boom, you hold it. If you're holding a light, hold it. You'll learn where the hot spots are. You'll learn where to put the boom so it doesn't show on camera. So when you land here and you're on set and they're putting a light on you, you can tell them that's not hitting right.
Right. Just little things like that is what I'm talking about.
And I've been on sets where I'm like, that's not hitting me. The hot spot's not here. And they'll be like, they look on camera and say, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
they love you know that.
I'm like, that saves you some film.
Yeah.
Folks.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Time, in production,
Yeah.
time is money.
Yeah.
I mean, especially these game shows. Millions of dollars go on these game shows. We don't need, that's why when we cast someone like you, we got to make sure that you're not going to be one of the people that's going to ask a million questions. There's that.
So where you're standing right now in your life, because I feel being in the industry, there's such a blurred line between personal and professional, because we're out there.
Yeah.
As you stand here right now in your life and you look back, have you really taken in every step that you've taken?
I really have taken in every.
Yeah. Have you ever really wow, that was important?
You know what? I hate to say that I shouldn't reminisce or what I don't really look at life too much like that. I should. It does. It happens when I'm off for a week. I somehow will have a day by myself and I'll be like, wow. Because I did this, I ended up doing this. It all does. I do notice that how life has happened to me in general, or me with how my life has transpired. One thing has led to another. Here's something that I'll just throw it out there. I don't even care. The one mishap in my life, I was 1996. I was getting ready to graduate college in New Hampshire, and I got in trouble for starting a riot.
Really?
So I was looking at 5 to 7 years in jail for inciting a riot. The state of New Hampshire versus Robert Michael Marrocco Jr. My parents were upset. My dad, wasn't a good time. It was just me being a punk. They canceled Spring Fling on everybody, on the college, because there'd been some hate crimes that year.
Okay.
So instead of giving the students an alternative, they just canceled Spring Fling. And that was a time where everyone got together and there's bands and pig roasts and all that. Well, I decided to go down there where everyone's meeting on the fraternity row, and I start getting the wave going. And I'm getting everyone fired up. I'm running up and down the sidewalk and then I'm actually going, tastes great. That's feeling, tastes great. I'm doing all these ballpark chants. And what you're asking me,
yeah.
And I think about, oh wow, then I'm getting paid. I won't even tell you. Very good paycheck for warming up an audience. Doing the same thing, getting everybody to clap and do the wave. So if that's what you're asking,
yeah, because we can take that as a positive, stirring up a crowd on a negative.
Yeah, college thing.
That now you're stirring up a crowd for a positive.
Yeah, and the fact that this was in New Hampshire, and because now I got acquitted of everything. So I had teachers come forward. I had tons of character witnesses. I wasn't drunk that night. Literally, I ran up and down the sidewalk. I got grabbed, and then I started getting hit, and everyone went crazy and converged onto the police. The police backed out, let the students on the streets for an hour and a half. Then all these different New Hampshire troopers from different parts of New Hampshire all met at this Rite Aid, and then they all came with their riot gear, with the big shields and stuff, and everyone dispersed. So I got pinned on starting the whole thing, which we could have never. One little 5'7" guy doing the wave could not incite that. So I got acquitted of it all. But if it wasn't, so I could have went back to college and graduated. I was living with 5 other kids from Boston with my best friends. My dad was like, I was a marked man. I was all over the newspapers. People were saying that I flicked a cigarette at a police officer or something. I've never even smoked a cigarette. It was crazy to see how the media gets all crazy.
So you got a chance to look at how the media can turn a story around, even before you were
to the point where my parents were like, "You're a marked man in that town, this little town of Plymouth, New Hampshire, where I went to college." And so they were like, "You're a mark." I pretty much was like a marked man in that town.
Wow.
So I transferred to San Diego State. And if it wasn't for that, I would have never. Who knows if I would have ever got into the entertainment industry.
So you were making waves even before Hollywood.
Yeah.
Look at you. I feel like I have a big old celebrity on my show now. This is news, folks. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Now, how old were you then?
I was 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you weren't young.
I wasn't young. I was 25. Yeah. I was a senior in college, around the normal time, I guess.
So, looking back at that kid to now, how have you grown? What's different about you?
Put it this way. Once you're literally, and even though, here's just a college kid, and I'm literally looking at 5 to 7 years in jail.
Yeah.
Like, here's a kid that doesn't have any record, I didn't have a record, I'm just a normal, just a class clown. It's really all I ever really was, the funny kid, the kid that daredevil kind of things and stuff, but not like a bad person, like a nice person. I've always been like a nice kid, but once you're looking at 5 to 7 years in jail, and then it comes down like weeks before the trial, and they're not budging, they're not going down to like 30 days or whatever, and like there's no deal. The deal was 5 to 7 years.
No probation.
Yeah. Once that happens to you, like I literally, honestly, I turned on a dime. I changed my whole life. I'm way more conscientious about everything I do now. I cross my T's and dot my I's. I'm pleasant. I know, I have tact. I think before I was, a kid with shoot my mouth out a lot. I'm not saying that I still don't. Cause definitely in the casting industry, casting world, they love when you have a backbone. Like when it's someone like you, maybe, and they're like, like right now, sorry, I'm not just changing the subject a little bit, but I'm casting a baking show. So I'm talking to pastry chefs, and they might be like, his pastry's good. He's got these eclairs that are beautiful, and his personality, he's like, it's not that much there, but they love when you're like, no, he actually just worked a 9-hour shift. It's 3 hours ahead, so you're talking to the guy at 10 o'clock at night, where you could have Skyped him earlier. I fight for people, and they like that. But to bring that around, I've learned I guess I keep saying tact, but I learned when to open my mouth, when to shut it. There's a time and a place to be crazy.
Yeah.
And I call it 180. Seriously, just
listening to you, the way you talk about fighting for contestants. I would imagine that when you were in that position, going back to being in school, somebody fought for you.
Yeah. I think so, but I'll tell you, this is another little story. I got cut from the hockey team, and I lived in a hockey house, 5 kids from my hometown, and I grew up playing hockey with. That my dad literally taught every one of them how to skate.
Wow.
So this is family, home, friends. And then 5 kids also from Massachusetts that I just fell in love with. They're my best friends. I lived in a hockey house with 10 people. Imagine not getting cut from the team, having to live with all these kids that all make the team. And I feel like, I know a couple of them told the coach, fought for me with the coach. No, Rob's good, man. He just happened to be in a bad trial, but you should have seen him in spring games. He was awesome. And, and it didn't work out. But I will tell you, and it still sticks to me to this day, that I never was able to walk into the coach. And I to this day, I wish I did. I wish I went into the coach with listen, I'm a senior. You're cutting me as a senior. I live with all my friends. This is awful. I'm having a bad trial, yes, but I belong on this team. I'm good enough to play it, to fight for myself. I never did.
Right.
So I think now when I get when I feel not mistreated, but I'm not getting something that I deserve, I definitely I speak up for myself.
And I think I relate to some of the court things, because I had my moment.
Okay.
Yes, I had my moment, which is what got me to sobriety.
Really?
Yeah.
So you had to make some serious changes.
There was a time when I was in front of the judge, and it was a year in jail or 30 days rehab, and I thought about it. My joke was, is it like Oz jail?
Yeah.
Because I'll go to that jail. There's hot guys there. I'll go there. But I had very little people fighting for me. My probation officer was the only one. And to this day, I believe her name is Lana Park, which I thought was the most superhero name in the world. And she fought for me. She really went to that. And I was trying to find her. If anybody ever in Houston, Texas knows where this woman is, I would love to thank her personally. But now there's a reunion show.
Yeah, no.
There's a reunion show. Yeah, but she she was one of those people. But I, like you, I wish I'd had that opportunity to go up to the judge, to the probation officers, to the policemen that were the district attorney, and go, this is my only thing. Like,
Yeah.
I've never done anything wrong in my life. I just got caught up in drugs and alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
this is it.
This is it.
Where are we? All right, good, very good. So now you have your business. Now your name carries weight in the casting.
I hope so. I've been doing this forever.
Because
In the game show world, yeah.
Yeah, because I've mentioned your name before in places like
You've sent me people before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, Rob, like everybody knows you and loves you. You have a good reputation. What does it take? Not from the way the people see you, from your own perspective of you. What does it take for you to grow your name, your brand? Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's the $1 million question. So this is the thing with me. And it's not that I'm not like technological savvy, because I'm pretty good. At least I'm average.
Right.
Like I do a late night talk show once a month at Second City. I was doing it at iOS for a close every month. It was Improv Olympic, which was on Marrocco, another improv place. And so, like anything else, I built the show up enough where I was selling the show. And basically, we were doing them every other week, so twice a month. We're selling the show, 80 to 100 people, packing the house. But while I was packing the house, promoting it, building up the audience for the live show, I didn't do anything about the YouTube. Right when YouTube was like huge. Right. So I kind of missed the boat on that a little bit. I don't know. I've been trying to, I'm not a great poster. I've been trying to be better at it. My representation has been telling me to be better at it. I have things going on in my life that I should talk about myself much more. I don't know. I still do feel like one of those people that I just need to be in front of the right person. I think that's around the corner. I don't think I've been in some great rooms. I've auditioned for some unbelievable things, movies and TV that like I've been this close, just huge things. But I'm trying to be patient because I feel that if I just be patient and like Harrison Ford said, and they said, no, I'm not Harrison Ford. He's 6'3" or something. He's a leading man. I'm honest with myself. I'm not a leading man. I'm a character actor. I'm like the guy's buddy, I'm like the buddy. But that's fine with me. I'll be the buddy on everything.
Yeah.
I just feel like what he says to everyone, he's like, you know why I made it? Is because all my friends left and I stayed. So that's kind of been my mentality. I've moved out here. I didn't want to be a waiter, like I said, or whatever, or valet guy anymore. So I started doing casting, and now I'm a producer. So I feel like I'm still doing my own work, acting work, my own production, my own short films, my own live, late night talk show. And I feel like if you just keep throwing it out there, it's just going to come. It's the time that you stop doing that. Obviously, no one's going to know your name. Yeah. So people, how they know me now, I don't know, because I need to be much better at social media. I think just like you, I feel like we're the same in that aspect. You're a very like loving, giving. You have a great personality. I feel like that goes a long way.
I hope so.
It really does. Like that's the thing with me, with my casting jobs, is every single person I've ever worked for, these huge shows will always, if there's a season 2, they'll always bring me back because I'm like you, because I'm just easy to work with. I don't, try too hard. I've learned that the hard way too. Yeah. I show up early. I stay late. Work ethic. Yeah. But how do I make my brand? I don't know. Maybe this podcast.
Yeah, because I think
I need help branding myself. I really do. I still do.
I had a really, like you say, you kind of connect with some people in the business.
I did.
I don't have, I'm going to say this. I know a lot of people because of the show, the podcast, of promotions.
Brand ambassadors.
I know, I'm aware of the fact that more people know me because of all the exposure that I put myself out there for. But I am my worst critic, and I believe that I can always do better. I walk out on an audition, and they can literally shake my hand and go, that was fucking amazing. And I'll walk out and go, that was a pity shake.
You'll second guess.
Yes. I'm like,
you can't do that.
And, which.
You'll make that switch. I just made that switch. I'm 40 years old.
How did you make that switch?
God, I want you to watch, Breaking Bad guy.
Cranston.
Oh, yes. Watch Bryan Cranston's, I think it's Tips on Audition. He basically, this isn't what changed me, but this got the wheels turning for me for sure. He said, and this is a guy that's been on a bunch of things, but he really didn't crack it until he was into it.
Right.
And what he says is, he stopped trying to impress everybody else. He just went in there and he did his thing. He obviously learned his lines. He carved his script out. He knew who he was talking to. He showed up organized, but he went in there and did it for him. And then he left. And he left it at the door. What I tell people, a lot of people charge money for this out here in LA. I probably could. I don't. But I feel like I'd be a very good person to help someone start their career. I really do. Because I feel like, for instance, getting an agent. If you send out 15 headshots, resumes, cover letters, you're probably going to get, if you mail a mailer, old school mailer, you're probably going to get 3 or 4 people back to call you. They're like, hey man, you know, and it's because it's a numbers game like that. You're putting it out there. Another thing is embrace the wall of no. This is the best advice I can give any young actor out there, and you in general too, is embrace the wall of no. I love no. When I walk into a room now for commercials, and that's why I think I've been so successful booking commercials for years. I mean, I booked Miller Genuine Draft, Burger King. I did a Super Bowl one with Wayne Gretzky.
Nice.
Like being a hockey guy was like my dream coming true. Yeah. And it was the day that I just said, you know what, screw it. And a couple of them I even burned. A couple of them I went way up the wrong, maybe too far out. Just because, but then you leave. When you leave and you do that, you're like, Party's like, shit, I just screwed that one up. A party's like, they did that for me. Once you start walking in these doors and showing these people that you're doing it for you, you don't care. Because here's the thing, is you and I both know the person behind the camera is just some dude that's running the camera. Yeah. He's not even the guy that's looking at you. So why get nervous in front of that guy? Yeah. And when he shakes your hand, you're like, because I did the same thing for years. I'd leave these auditions and I'd be like, oh, why did I say this? Or did I say that? Or was my head face down? Or I didn't feel comfortable? Or, like, now I don't even care. Now I just go in, do my thing, smile, thank you, leave.
Yeah, one of my last auditions, I got sent the script like Monday morning, and I thought it was Monday evening to audition. Then I show up to the place, and my agent's like, it's tomorrow. I'm like, oh, one more day. Cool. Yeah. So I came home and memorized and just like, oh, this is a fun character. I can relate to this guy. I got this. I walked in and just did my thing and walked out, and I was like, I feel kind of good. Like, I got that. Like, I knew my lines. I looked at the right place. Yeah. Like, cool. And I got a call back for it. It was a self-tape, which I hate self-tapes because I feel like I can't. But I have a really great friend, Alexis, who's a classmate from a class that I took, and Christian, my boyfriend, sat here and helped me, and we did it. And they were both pretty like, that was good. I was like, it felt good. Who knows where it's going to go? I don't know what's going to happen, but I just left it on the table, and I'm like, I'm walking away. But I'm still my worst critic. Like, I will.
I know. I'm hard on myself too.
You'll leave.
A good actor is hard on himself.
But you'll leave, and I'll sit there and go, shit, I didn't ask this. Damn, I didn't ask that.
Stop doing it. You don't need to do that because you got brought in there. There's a picture that I posted not too long ago. It's at a commercial place called ASG. They cast a lot of big commercials. And it says, like, congratulations, you were number one. You ever seen that? It's a poster. It says, like, you're one of 3,000 people that applied for this. You're one of this that got brought in. Like, it's like, you gotta be happy. You've already won.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people in this town, and as you know, and you people out there that don't live here, this is the melting pot for everyone in the world, trained or untrained, or really or good-looking people that think they can be actors or something. I don't know. That everyone comes. It's such a saturated market. There's so many people. You actually got the audition. If you could look at it like that, then you'll book. You will find yourself booking.
Yeah, I'm starting. I just sent in my cease relationship to an agent. Because another agency looked at me and they're like, we can take you places. Right. So I had to write my letter right before you got here. I wrote the letter like, this is the end. And then I simply made the call, and I'm like, I'm in. So, but I think, now this is coming back to you. I think that's part of, you feel supported, you feel the energy, you feel somebody who wants you to succeed, and it makes you want to succeed.
Yeah.
Not just because of you, but because people are looking at you. Not the responsibility or I owe it to them, but these people are supporting me. And my mantra for many, many years now has been, if you think I can do it, I know I can do it.
Right. That's a good mantra.
Because, like you said, if you brought me in, or if you called me thinking, hey, you're going to be good for this, something about you I see.
Yeah. That's what we do. You know, that's our job. And I'm good at my job. I know exactly what we're looking for. So, I mean, honestly, I probably, for that show, as a casting associate producer, I wasn't even doing the Skype with you or anything. Or you came into the office, I remember.
Right, yeah.
I wasn't doing, I just helped them, sign in and stuff. I mean, I was the booker, per se. But I was looking for a certain type. And I want to say probably 99% of my people, including you, couldn't show.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons you have such a good reputation in the field, is that you want people to succeed.
Oh my God. This is going to be broadcast, so whatever, but I will say this right now. I don't even care. I loved, when I went to the Beverly Hills Playhouse for many years, I loved that training center. They're so after the Scientology stuff. After that, so there's no more Scientologists. But I love, I'm still the guy too, I sit in the back of the class, I love looking down and seeing all people in my acting class. That guy won a hot tub. This girl won a scooter. Oh, that girl won the Mac suite where she got the MacBook, the iMac, the iPad Touch, the this, the that. Oh, I'd look around the room and I'd see it makes me feel good. I have another friend of mine that's in casting now that just won 2 TVs. Little things. Or he won a game room. I don't know. Part of me loves that. I don't want anything in return. That's total conflict of interest. You're not supposed to do that anyway. I had people send me plants and thank you cards and stuff like that. I had military guys. I had this military guy send me in GRE. What am I saying that wrong? So bad. Is that it?
I don't know.
It's the food. Yeah.
Yeah, the dry
food.
Yeah. It sounds right.
Yeah.
If anybody out there can correct us, that's good.
It's not being ignorant.
But
it's the food. Yeah, there's a chicken quesadilla or something. But I get a rise, or it makes me feel good just making. God, because honestly, I'm a game show buff. I wish I could be on all these. Personally, I'm not being conceited. I know I'd be awesome on all these shows because I have the personality to be on a game show. But I can't be on any.
Yes.
It sucks.
So, I'll ask you that in a minute. So, we're at the 45-minute mark.
Wow.
Yes. So this is a part of the show where I ask my guests to send out some words of wisdom to the listeners. So, Rob, Marrocco, what words of wisdom would you say?
Here's what I would say. I went to a place in Venice Beach this weekend called Tom's Coffee. Very good coffee. I'll plug Tom's Coffee. There's a little thing there. You could write it. It's a Tom. And it said, what do you stand for? And I wrote down common courtesy. I stand for common courtesy. I feel like we live in this world, especially, this is just for LA people. And then I'll get to it. Everybody living in and around greater Los Angeles, if they could just look, we're all here trying to do the same thing. No one's yes, you might have a pilot and I might not. You might have this, I might have this, you might not. But we're all doing this thing together. The person that's booked 16 movies is no better than the classically trained actor that's been in 16 of his own short films. He's still doing it. They're still artists. We're living in a place full of artists. I wish everyone could just have the common courtesy to not be so all about me. I wish we could all, God, I don't know. You're talking to someone that collaborates.
Yeah, I
love stand-up as well, but I'm more into group play.
I love collaboration.
I love collaborating. I love projects where there's your brain and my brain because our brains are better together.
To me, there's something, especially because I know the struggle. I've been in California 10 years now, and working in improv and seeing some of these guys really. One of the guys in our improv group was in New York writing for what's his name, John, the show that ended. He ended the show. You know what I'm talking about? Late Night or whatever, the Late Show.
You mean the Late Show with
Steve Colbert took over the show, and then
the Daily Show.
The Daily Show, yeah.
I was writing for the Daily Show. He
was writing for the Daily Show, and we were both on improv together here in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah,
had a big crush on him, by the way. So
there you go. Because sometimes improv writing comes out. Writing comes out of improv.
And I think some of my best stuff comes from being an improv, being a smart ass. Definitely all improv.
Totally.
My doing stand-up comedy now is a fruit of of improv.
Yeah.
But I love watching some of my peers working on this stuff and then going, dude, I'm working on this little project.
Too.
There's no money, there's no gain, but I want to work on it and see where it goes. And that's what got me to do a talk show pilot. I have a talk show pilot.
Oh, wow.
We'll talk about that afterwards.
Yeah.
I have a talk show pilot.
Cool.
I'll even show it to you.
Wow.
But collaboration in LA, and I think I know what you're talking about. If we just got out of our own box for a minute, we would see how many beautiful things are being created around us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm so positive. I love waking up and driving down the street and seeing, production trucks. I do. I love production trucks.
I get a little jelly because I'm like, I want to be there. But I know my turn will be. My turn will be. Because I want my own trailer. So I already have it set. Okay, so next question. If in the book when they write your biography, what will be the first sentence?
Is it past tense? Robert was a good man. No. First line of my biography.
Yeah.
You know what? People, my friends will probably watch this, me commenting on your page about it. Making fun of me or something. The first thing is going to be, I'm here to love. God put us on earth to love. I swear to God, I tell people I have 6 sisters. I really only have 1. But I have 5 cousins that are all around my age and we're close. 2 years younger. They're all younger actually, but one's out here. She's in fashion. But anyways, I feel like one of the girls sometimes. That's a weird thing to say, I guess, but I've never been tough guy. I've never been that guy. I'm scrappy as hell, but I've never been a tough guy. I don't care to be a tough guy. I'm here to love. I do. I've always grasped on that God put us on this earth to love each other. And it doesn't mean you have to be nice to everybody, but you should start there. Try that. So the first line would be, welcome to the inner workings of Robert Michael Marrocco Jr., the man that's here to love. And that means love home, love family, love my parents. Without them, I would be nothing. Without my grandparents, I would be nothing. Without my sister and her cute little kids, I'd be nothing. Without my support of my friends out here that think I'm funny, that don't need to think I'm funny or something, Was that a good answer?
Yeah, I think that's a very good answer because not everybody is capable of accepting that we all need love.
Yeah.
We all need a human touch. We all need to be surrounded. Even the most isolated person, grouch, needs somebody to reach out to them just to feel that energy and that love and to continue. Yeah, so it's perfect.
And if you move 3,000 miles away from your family and I'm here for 20 years, I'm coming up on my 20th year.
Wow.
Now, I took a 5-year detour in Las Vegas.
But you were still working?
Still working after, yeah. Still working for sure. But, I mean, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that.
If you could name this episode, what would you name it?
Smack talking with rock. How about
doesn't mean that's what's gonna be
the
named.
guy that wears many hats.
There you go.
I'll tell you. Now here's just something I'm gonna just say real quick. That's my method. Was I wanted to be a warm-up guy. I want to be a producer. I'm a host and an actor. That's 4 different things. That's 4 hats.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't play music. I wish I did. I'm going to learn guitar. I play the harmonica.
I play the singing bowls of that.
So you singing bowls cool.
The singing bowl. But I think that's one of the, and it's not because you're here. It's not because I want to kiss anybody's ass, which I will do, but not here. That's one of the things I admire about you is that we are similar in that aspect. We wear many hats. We are not defined by one, and we don't want to be defined by one.
No.
I tell people I am a full-rounded entertainer.
Yes, an entertainer.
Because I can produce, direct, star in, host my my own projects. Yeah. I can do it all. I don't, and don't take it this way for everybody. Listen, I don't need anybody. I want people around me. First. Yes, I love people around me. But this podcast, we talked about it, like, by the time people listen to this, it'll be probably like 270 episodes. Not counting the 30 episodes from 2 different podcasts before, and 30 episodes of 2 different video blogs that I did during cancer. So I've been working.
Yes.
So like you,
yeah,
it's like I want people, especially like my new agent, to see me and go, anywhere I stand this guy, he can defend himself. Yeah. Does that make sense? And
he's light, like meaning he has a light, like you do. You have a candle. You easily, you both said this about me, so maybe we're like, I'm not going to see either. There's a candle lit. You have a very lit, bright, shining candle, and everyone should see that.
Thank you.
Really?
Thank you. I
Seriously.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
But it really comes, and this is where positive envy for me comes in. Like, I watch you, and I'm like, this fucker does everything. Like, what is he working on now? And like, how can I not one up you, but how can I measure up to this guy? And then I see other friends and I'm like, ooh, he's working on that. How can I make my own spin on that?
Right.
And like be there. Not friendly competition. I tell people, I've been in competition with you for years. You just didn't know it. No, yeah. I'm winning, but you
podcast 270, like, this is like you're learning.
Yeah. So thank you, first of all, for being here, but we're not quite done yet. Are you ever, does one of your hats ever get intimidated by the other or afraid that it's going to get lost?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's the host and the actor. It's probably, it's a common thing, I'm sure, with entertainers out here that moved far away from people that love them, their families and stuff, is, I don't want to forget why I came here. Like you just talked about, damn, Rob, you work late, long days. Well, for my career, I to be honest, I decided to change it up a little bit. I've been working in game shows for 10 years, and I had this casting director that said more doors were open for me being a producer if I went into the Food Network. Baking world. It's huge. So, because there's tons of shows on Food Network, and there's tons of baking shows, and it's just opened. It has started to open some more doors, but it's also like I'm really trying right now. And I know that my partners and that I work with, my team, I'm not alone on this. It's hard when you leave for work at 8 in, and then you're driving home at 8:30 at night when it's dark, and you have to wake up to drive to work. And it's like, where's the work-life balance, man? And I'm afraid. I get afraid that I'm going to lose, that like people are going to forget about me or something in the acting world. Like for instance, like I'm throwing this out there in the universe right now. This is all good choo-choo. I feel like maybe I can manifest this. The Sopranos is coming. The new Sopranos.
Yes, the new series.
James Gandolfini's son. Yeah. His real son is playing the main guy.
Yeah.
So they
cast. If you didn't know about this, folks, the prequel
is going to be insane. They cast a lot of the major roles. I know, me too. I'm 100% Italian. I did this show for many years called Joey and Maria's Italian Wedding, where I was the poster boy, where I was the groom of the wedding. And then I went to Vegas and did the Sopranos Last Supper, where I impersonated one of the main characters on the actual show. Like, this couldn't be so me I just like one of those things that's coming out. They're not fully. They're not done casting. They just started. I was like, oh, I gotta get in there.
Yeah.
I have to. I've already told my reps and whatnot, to get me in the door, but it's just too close, on the nose.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is too about LA. I feel like, especially then, you feel better when you have people, like you said, your agent and whatnot. Now you get someone that believes in you. Yeah. So that makes you want to believe in yourself more. It does. Yeah. And then when you got people that are trying to get you through the door places, that makes you work even harder too. Yeah. And I feel like that's gotta happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna keep it going.
Yeah, that's how I felt about the show Vita on Showtime. I was background in season 1 for one of the episodes.
Yeah.
And on that show, you weren't allowed to come back. Once you did background on one episode, you couldn't come back. So on one episode, I played this bike guy. I was riding my bike back and forth outside, which you never, in the final shots, I got cut completely. Yeah. And then the director felt bad because I feel like they knew we're not going to see you. We're not going to see you out there. So they had me walking out this door, which, true story, folks, somebody accidentally locked the door and they couldn't find the key. Oh. So they were going to cut me out of that part.
Oh, wow. So
in the end, we shot it quickly because they were running out of light and let's go. Mm-hmm. So all you see is me walking out this door with the backpack. So you see the back of my head, basically, like it was like the morning after walk of shame, just leave. So then season 2 comes around and they called me and they're like, hey, we remembered you. Do you want to come back? I'm like, sure. Now this time, one of the main actresses is running down the sidewalk and I'm walking towards her. So we're walking opposite each other. And the same production assistant was there. And I go, season 1, I almost got cut. Season 2, you can actually see that it's me. I'm like, season 3, some lines maybe? And he's like, well, if we come back for 3, he goes, I'll leave your picture up there. I'm like, please do. I'm like, please remember me. So, if you're listening to this, anybody, if you're part of the production of Vida, I want to come back for season 3. And just with some lines.
And you know what? It does happen like that.
Yeah.
Like if I could really think of it, the same production company booked me on Burger King, McDonald's, believe it or not, and Miller Genuine Draft. Same person. And the reason why is because in the first one was Burger King. It was the Whopper freak out. Do you remember that commercial years ago where people would go up to the counter and say, hey, can I get a Whopper? And they'd say, no, the Whopper's been discontinued. And everyone was arguing with the people.
Yeah.
And then they were like, let me talk to your manager. And then the king would come out.
Yeah.
I was one of those people. And when you got honestly, I don't like talking money really, but probably makes $40,000.
Nice.
A lot of money over time. All my friend Lindsay from Boston, my girl I grew up with, married to my best friend, the only reason she knew it was me because of this little mole in the side. All you see is the side of my face going like this to the counter. That's all you see. And then from that one, I booked another one from because I was like you, nice guy on set. They probably liked you. They love your look. They know that you they want to make you grow.
Yeah. And that just goes to prove that there are, for as much as it is a business, there are people in the industry that want to help other people grow.
There really
whatever it is that they see in you, you're like, let's.
Yeah, that's why you need more people to see stuff.
Yeah. So we're out of time. We're coming out to the end. Any last words? Where can people find you? If people want to sign up for games, where can they go?
Yeah, honestly, I would say obviously Facebook on Rob Marrocco with Marrocco Jr. On all my social media, I'm Rocco Late Night. So Instagram, Rocco Late Night, ROCCO Late Night. Twitter, Rocco Late Night. Please follow my late night talk show. It's called Hollywood Late Night with Rocco. It's got a nice ring to it.
Easy to remember.
Yeah. I do a show in Vegas with 2 other Italian comedians, and it's called The Mob Men. So check out the Mob Men page on Facebook. There's about 20 videos. They're all under a minute. They're all really funny. I will tell you this. They're all well shot. audio's great, and they're just, people have a short attention span.
That's what we do.
So some funny videos to watch there. I don't know, man. Rob Morocco Late Night. You can find me on anything. And Inquirer, I don't mind if you ask me about, hey, man, what's casting right now? I'll tell you. I'm pretty connected as far as game shows and competition shows. So if I'm not casting it, I'll know who is. So I'm more than willing to.
And we'd love, I have a billboard housing team.
Mm-hmm.
We would love to have you back for putting together conversations
I would love it.
to help people who maybe want to come into the industry or want to jump into
Like I said,
whatever it is
that.
Because
I love that.
you have input on a lot of different sides of the business.
I feel like I almost like know how to tell someone like how they can make it. I just haven't done it myself.
Yeah.
Well, I have.
You have.
I mean,
You are a successful man.
You have to you can't beat yourself up forever. I know we're all not where we want to be.
Ever.
But ever, right? But we're here.
Which is why everybody, well, not everybody, most people that come on the show, when the start of the show is like, how do you put it together? Everybody's like, well, I'm not there yet. and if I made a blooper reel on everybody that has said that on the show.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Just about everybody starts off with like, well, I don't know where to start. I don't know if I have it together. But especially I can't speak for other industries. I used to be in the corporate.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not. But I think when you're in show business, you never quite put it together because shows start, shows end, seasons begin and end. You don't know where things are going.
Right.
You never know walking into a room if people are going to like you or if you're going to be the right type.
Mm-hmm. That's why you got to stop caring about stuff like that.
I think one of the few times that I got discouraged was auditioning for a gay show, and I wasn't gay enough. And I was told you're just not gay enough. I said, well, you need to ask my boyfriend that because obviously I've been doing something wrong all these years.
Yeah, I know.
What happened?
So what? You want a guy to be like fake gay?
Yeah, I can fart glitter if you need me to. Like that's possible.
Yeah.
The one question I didn't get to ask you, if you could go back and talk to you at 26 before you
got in trouble,
if we got in trouble, what would you tell you?
Yeah. I don't know. I'll tell myself to enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ride. I mean, I don't think I could tell myself something that would look like stop me from doing what I did, which is really just get people on the side of the street excited doing the wave. Man, God, you're a great interview.
Thank you.
You really are. This is a great question. I guess I would so back is, what I would do, and this, you made me think of this. We're like this, we're a lot of the same. There's a lot more. We're very much alike. Don't be so hard on yourself, 26-year-old Rob, because there's stuff that's going to happen and come in your life that's going to knock you for a loop. You just got to take it on the chin and keep going. Don't be so hard on yourself. Like, don't care so much about what people think. Like, that's why I can't stress this enough to young actors out there, or anyone that's struggling with second guessing themselves. Because I'm 41 years old. I still do that. But not to the extent I used to because I don't care. Because I now walk into these rooms and I say, you want me. And I don't say that, but I'm wearing that. You don't see desperation on my face. I walk in and I'm like, you want me because I'm this. If you don't want this, then that's it. I showed up early. I know all my lines. I blocked this thing all out. I'm ready to go. I don't know. I would say don't be so hard on yourself because I'm like you. I'm my biggest critic. I'm hard on myself. But I think that's pushed me to great lengths as well.
Yeah, I think that's
There needs to be a little bit of that. Because that means you care, right?
It sets our own standards for stuff.
Yes.
And I measure people sometimes incorrectly on my standards and be like, this is basic stuff. This is basic, like a handshake, a greeting, looking people in the eye. Like these are basic things that you should know as a business person, not necessarily as I'm from Texas and I'm a Mexican macho. So to me, like be a man, shake my hand well.
Yeah.
Look me in the eyes when you're talking.
You Texas have no.
Sir, ma'am, that's correct to say. Like, if you were offended because I called you ma'am.
Oh, I hate when people do that. Don't call me sir. Like, well,
I'm not going to disrespect my roots because you feel uncomfortable being treated with respect.
Yeah.
That's not my thing.
Yeah. And if you're trying to be cool by telling me that don't call me sir, well, that's me. You're the boss.
One of my favorite.
I'm going to call you sir.
My dad is sir. I'm junior. Shut up.
You're still sir. You're my boss. You're on the producer.
So for everybody listening, we've had Rob Marrocco, I love your name, on our show today. I didn't actually put a title because I don't know how to present you, but you're all-rounded
actor, producer, director, host,
all-rounded industry person.
Guru.
Yeah.
I mean, I when people ask for a bio and stuff, it's mostly, I'm actor, producer. That's what I like to go.
So actor, producer, Rob Marrocco, who is getting over his cough still. And I want to thank you again. He got to work really early this morning. Stopped down at the house. Luckily, we're not that far away.
Thank you for giving me some juju today.
Yes. And he came over, and when he texted me, he was like, 30 minutes right now. I'm like, no, it's an hour. He's like, I'll do it anyway. But thank you for coming on. I have admired your work for a while.
Thank you.
Not
likewise.
And you as a person, I am in awe of you. So I'm grateful that you came on.
On the air, I want to ask you that because my show is not as you won't get these great questions. I'm not a good interviewer, but you want to be on my late night talk show?
I would love to.
Me and Jurassic Jen would love to have you. First of all, we're not going to get into too much about you, but we're going to play some games.
I am so there.
It's a late night talk show. It's all fun. It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse meets Wayne's World meets the D. Martin Variety Show. It's fun, and I would love to have you.
I'm there as soon as you text me. Yes.
Yeah. Next few weeks for sure.
I love going to other people's shows now, and I'm so grateful that, again, we talked about it earlier, being grateful for where I am in my life right now. Mm-hmm. I'm so grateful that people call me now and say, hey, come on my show.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about HIV, or we're talking about cancer, or gay issues, or life, or podcasting, and we want your input. I'm like me? Like, are you serious?
I said that to myself today. I literally did. I don't know if it was a moment of feeling like whatever, certain down or something, but I was like, God, this is nice. I'm actually like, after all the hard work I've been putting into it, I like going to someone else. I'm going to someone else's show to talk about me. Like, that doesn't happen that much.
One of my friends who is having a conference in California, I interviewed her husband. They work together. And at the end of the conversation, we were done recording, and she made the comments like, hey, we're having this conference in California, I think in LA. We'd love you to be a speaker. Awesome. And I was like, but we were chit-chatting, and I was still in host mode.
Yeah.
So it didn't register. And then she's like, and we have some workshop spots, and we'd like for you to do a couple of workshops.
Awesome.
But I'm still in work mode. I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. Christian is next to me, and he's listening. And a day later, I'm like, was I asked to speak at the conference? He's like, yes. And do some workshops? And he's like, yes. He's like, you didn't hear? I'm like, I heard it. I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
And so it's
almost like, subconsciously, it's like you don't want to hear it. Someone loves me. Someone really wants me. You don't want to hear it or something.
Exactly. So yes, I'm there to just tell me when to show up or how fabulous to look, and I'm going to be there. I will post the shows that he does on the page. So for those of you listening and or watching, check us out. Rob, thank you again for being on the show. I want to thank my producer, Mr. Kevin Warriors, for his help and support. Thank you, sir. Inviting y'all, go check us out at abnormalentertainment.com. You can find all the shows on the network. There's bound to be a show there for you. Check me out at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can find all the information, all the stuff that we're doing here at Live Mexican Productions. Remember, we are doing putting together conversations where we find experts in their fields to come and answer your questions. Check us out. As of the recording of this show, we've had life coach Tommy and Kai Kalama, former contestant on American Idol, talking about how to be a contestant in a reality show, especially in the music industry, and how to come up into it. So I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you like to follow us with the Better You Workshop series, we are continuing with that. We just took a little break. By the time this episode comes out, there will be more episodes out. So go to YouTube, check it out. Research Better You Workshops, Little Mexico Productions, and it should come up. Follow the games, do the work. We're just trying to help you be better yous. Yeah. For now, I want to thank you. Thank you, Rob. Thank you all of y'all for listening. This is Daniel Garza saying, hey, put it together.
And wait, one more thing. All you young actors out there, like I said, quoting from the Beverly Hills Playhouse, embrace the wall of no. You'll hear it a lot. Embrace it. You'll do much better in life.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is how I put it together. This is how I put it together. This is how I put it together.
Subscribe to Put It Together on iTunes, Stitcher, and at abnormalentertainment.com/putittogether. Find Put It Together on Facebook and tweet Daniel at Lil Messican, LILMESICAN. And for more podcasts, comics, books, movies, and more, head to abnormalentertainment.com.
You've been listening to the Abnormal Entertainment Network.